each way Albo. This is, of course, the opposition leader who loves to have it both ways on every issue every time. Perfect example, the person who used to run Australia Post.
How is it that on his watch, in the middle of the worst recession in almost a century, with 1 million Australians unemployed, businesses collapsing and $1 trillion of Liberal debt, this government is taking no action against the Liberal-appointed Australia Post board? Perfectly reasonable that Christine Holgate be accountable for her actions that Labor opposed, that only got exposed because of Labor asking questions in question time. I think it's perfectly reasonable that Christine Holgate resign. Morrison's comments in Parliament made that position untenable. Scott Morrison effectively sacked Christine Holgate on the floor of Parliament during question time.
She should resign. No, she shouldn't. Each way Albo. No better than Both Ways Bill, the former leader of the opposition, who also had it both ways when it came to, remember the Indian travel ban, when that was apparently racist?
It's well past time to shut our borders to flights from India.
I think it is disgusting that Australian citizens can't come home.
Well, it is a disease that is running all the way to the backbench, including a person you've probably never heard of, so let me show you her. Susan Templeman, she is the member for Macquarie, which is sort of next to Penrith and up into the Blue Mountains, and covers at the very base of it things like Richmond on the outskirts of Sydney. Now, there is a decision which has been made by the New South Wales and federal governments to build a brand new bridge. I won't bore you with the details, but they are doing that to make sure that people will be able to have options when floods kick in. Now, Susan Templeman, talking to my mate Jim Wilson on 2GB, likes the bridge.
This is huge. The very first election promise I ever made in 2010 was to do an early study into how we fix this mess at getting across the river at North Richmond. So here we are, 11 years later. It took a while to drag the state and federal governments along with me, but finally they recognised we need a decent bridge.
But because some locals are understandably angry that potentially their properties would be impacted and maybe the state or federal government needs to purchase their properties, Susan Templeman also advises against the building of the bridge, and the best way for you to fight that is to go to court.
My advice to residents who think they might be in the firing line is to get really good legal advice, because this government does not have a good track record of acquiring properties. This bridge is awesome, but feel free to sue them. Each way Albo, both ways Bill. Don't have one for Susan, but I'll work it out later. Two ways Templeman. Thank you very much, Rowan Dean. The advertising man, he's an ideas man.